Alec Hanson, and we're here in Miami, Florida, about to give a marketing makeover to Mario Cerrato. This is brand new.
Look like it's time to rise and get in the game. Gonna change some branding, not afraid to fly. I can't even wait to finally touch down with the camera click. Let's light up that stage. Time to start your brand new golden age. It's your time to shine. Cameras on you. Brand new.
Mario, we made it. We're here, dude. We're here.
All right.
You ready to go?
I'm psyched.
Do you have
honestly.
any clue what's going to happen today?
A little bit. I cheated a little bit,
Yeah.
but
Good,
because this is something I've been wanting to do.
Yeah.
And I'm not capable of doing it on my own. Right?
So this first segment, we call it Brand You. And one of the things that we need to start with is finding the foundation. But so let's get into the easy stuff. Why'd you start into lending? How'd you get into lending?
It was a neighbor.
A neighbor?
It was a neighbor. So I was in the Marine Corps for 6 years. When I got out of the Marine Corps, I went to FIU and I got my bachelor's degree. And so when I got out of the Marine Corps, well, when I was in, I knew I wasn't going to do it I wasn't going to be a lifer, as they call it.
Okay.
So I got out and they paid for my college, which is awesome. You know,
amazing.
I mean, the VA benefit is fantastic.
Yeah.
And so I got my bachelor's degree at FIU and in IT. So
Really?
I'm an IT geek.
Yeah, I can tell.
Programming,
I get it now.
networking, and all that stuff. And so I took a job as in low-level IT job, and then I worked my way up to a manager there, and I was doing really, really well. So 1998 comes around, I buy new construction here in the suburb in South Florida.
Yeah.
And one of the neighbors owned a mortgage company. Right, and so we both would visit and watch the house being built, that kind of thing. Very nice house in a very nice neighborhood. And then we moved in and we became good friends and, you know, vacation and everything. And he always used to tell me, get your mortgage license, get your mortgage license. And a couple of years in, I decided to do it.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, I got my mortgage license, what do you want me to do, right? And so he had me do a list of everyone I know, get their rates
So
and what they
old
owe.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
That's
and
so
so I gave him a
good.
list of like 25, 30 people.
Yeah.
And he gave me the plan. I executed the plan. And 45 days later, he gave me a check for like $28,000 in 30, 45 days.
Yep.
And I was like, there's something here, right? And then here's the other thing. All the people that I did those refinances for, I helped them.
Yeah.
And that was the angle that I wasn't thinking about that really hit me more than the money, because I was making plenty of money. That was not the issue. That wasn't, you know, the real reason why I went into it after I saw what I saw.
Your story is like a lot of people's story, which is rad. You know, you find the industry by accident.
Right.
You know, a neighbor, a friend, a father sucked me in. And then you realize, wow, the opportunity here is amazing. And you start to realize you can make a great living and make a great career. But then you mentioned something deeper, is like you realize you're actually helping people.
Yeah.
You look back at your career now and you're like, what has made you stay? Like the deep stuff, the helping people stuff. Like, what is it?
There's a lot of misrepresentation.
Oh, good comment.
And malfeasance and
Yep.
Ill intent in this industry.
Yeah.
And in my small part, I wanted to be the light, right? I wanted to be the guy that wasn't trying to go for the jugular. I wanted to be the guy that put the borrower in a better position than when I first met them.
Yeah. If we went and asked your past customers, your referral partners, even your teammates, to describe you and your character in like 4 or 5 words, what words do you hope they would say?
Sincerity.
Okay.
I hope that they would say, has a good heart.
Yeah.
I know they're going to say that I'm hard because I'm, you know, with my background, I have expectations of results.
Yeah.
And I have low tolerance for people that don't like working. So that sometimes can translate into something that really,
I understand.
Yeah. And I would say smart, I think,
Okay.
hopefully. That's important to me, right?
Yeah.
And resourceful.
Ooh, I like that one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
How big's your family?
I have 5 daughters.
5 daughters.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No sons.
Oh
not
my God.
happening.
If we had asked your daughters to describe you, what do you hope they would say?
Loving, supportive, funny.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah,
All right, let me show you something. So when we talk about personal branding and kind of foundational stuff. This archetype process that was designed for corporations, I find to be very interesting and helpful as like a model to try to distill down, what you stand for. Now that's very complex because companies, you can really zone it in, but humans are multifaceted. So look at the outlaw. Its rules are made to be broken.
Yeah.
They're disruptive, rebellious, combative. You don't have to settle for the status quo, demand more, take it. So walk through these, and what'll happen is you'll start seeing ideas, because when you look at all the things that you stand for, look at the principles you believe in, look at the values you hold core to your personality, your soul, what matters to you. So I like the juxtaposition of these together. So then next is the magician, right? So magician, Disney's the best example, but it's like it can happen, this mystical, magical thing. First, I want to know which of these you felt a natural draw towards.
I identify a lot with the outlaw and the ruler. A little bit on the caregiver.
What about the outlaw drew you to that?
So it goes back to originating, right? And,
Yeah.
and to like helping loan officers figure out loopholes and how to, I like to be right at the edge of the guideline was still acceptable.
I know what you're saying, because there's history in this of, people being marginalized through laws, guidelines, regulation. And so, when you say outlaw, what I immediately thought of was Robin Hood. And what I hope you do in your own journey, as you're making content, as you're leaning on your people, is to always come back to this and go, is this still right? Let's go do some more stuff. You ready to go?
Let's do it.
Okay, we have to come up with a new transition, because the fist. I gotta leave it in. We're leaving this whole part in. What do we do? What do we do, Adam? What's our transition? No, we can't. All right, next scene. And we're live. All right, this is going to be our social media audit, and the reason we went from kind of the deep stuff to the surface stuff is because in marketing, we're trying to create this cohesion.
Okay.
Between what you value and what you believe and what you live out in your day-to-day to what people experience when they start to bump into your brand on social media. This is where people are starting their first impressions now. So let's start with LinkedIn. I like what you did here. And by the way, I got my book because if you remember, we talked about hardworking and discipline, right? We talked about accountability and personal responsibility, smart, resourceful, mastery, and supportive, and like there for your team, and that caregiver concept. So when we think of those kind of 4 pillars of brand, we want to see, are those coming through? The first thing, I got to give you props, because I already cheated, and we looked at all these other platforms. Your headshot is universal, which is great. That's a big mistake people make, is they have different versions of themselves, and you can't tell who's who. So you're crushing that. You have a personalized banner, which I love. Now, granted, this looks a little stocky, like a stock image to me, right?
It
like
is.
It's grabbed somewhere. You have some activity, which is a good start. And we're going to build on that in the social media strategy session coming up. But what I didn't notice is there's 2 opportunities here. There's no featured post. So the featured post, you can do that on LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. You can all pin posts or feature posts.
Oh, no, I wasn't aware.
And that is going to be basically like the first thing someone sees. So all in all, you got a good start. We'll clean up the banner. We'll get your bio going. Let's go ahead and get over into Facebook. Perfect. Now just so you know, I made Mario go to his personal page. So the first thing I see is hugs. Now the picture's not very clear.
No.
And I get that, because what happens if you click it, it's probably going to be a big picture. Yes, and it's zooming in on it, right? This is another major mistake people make. Right here, I work at Loan Depot. You work at your business page. The business page can give you opportunity to advertise. And that could be part of your long-term strategy, is I want to run meta ads and Facebook ads. Well, to do that, you need an audience that likes your business page. And so you want to get your customers in there. And so instead of sending them to Loan Depot, which is great, like, yay, send them to your business page. A couple other small call-outs. Featured photos. Little thing, but this is a great opportunity to throw in a photo of your family. It's a great opportunity to throw in a photo of your service, if that's part of what you're proud of. It's a great opportunity to intentionally pick what you show at the top of your page.
Sure.
To give that impression of like, who is this Mario guy? What does he care about? What does he do? All these little things are playing in your subconscious and creating that judgment moment. So let's kind of skip over a little bit. We're hitting macro topics. Let's go to Instagram. Great opportunity here. The bio. You got a little space to communicate something. For links, you have Facebook link. What's the other link right there? Okay, website, not too bad. But a lot of people, so this is an opportunity to take a little road trip to Linktree. Linktree could have all of your social media links. It could have YouTube videos. It could have articles you've written. It could have apply now button. It's just a gateway. All right, let's hit TikTok. Because your brand, how long have you been playing on TikTok?
A month.
See, this is great though. A month, and this video has 1,800 views almost. That's huge reach. Just 2,000 views. And so you're really doing all the right stuff. What you're going to see at the end of this audit when we do the movie magic is we're going to up the quality of it all.
Okay.
We're going to build out all the little micro features. We're going to get it all tight. But you have a huge head start over people who aren't doing anything. And what we want to do is we want to continue to refine the messaging, refine the voice, because we want to start reflecting these core values as best we can outside of the actual video content strategy and really let people know who you are when they bump into you. Sound good?
Sounds great.
And to start that, we're going to go do a photo shoot right now.
All right.
Are you ready to go?
Let's do it.
Let's go. Clap. How's the photo shoot?
Fantastic. It's
Yeah?
my favorite part, actually. It's
It's
one of my
ridiculous.
favorite parts,
Did you get, so the poses,
the poses. Yeah.
they throw you off or you're okay?
No, I like them. I
you handled
enjoyed
it?
I always wanted to do Superman. I was too pretentious to do it, you know?
Yes. This segment is all about, we call it marketing mayhem, but it's all about codifying a strategy. I'm going to break this up into 3 areas. And what I want to do is we're going to talk about what you do,
Okay.
but then I also want you to talk about what you aspire to do. And a lot of this is going to also translate into what you aspire for your team. For your personal strategy today, what do you do to maintain or grow your...
Whenever I want to grow, like get more realtors, so to speak,
Yeah.
in the production side of it, which is probably just 25% of my day,
Yeah.
I either ask my existing referral networks for
Yeah.
them to refer their colleagues.
Yep.
I'll ask to speak to their broker owner to maybe try to schedule some type of lunch and learn.
Yep.
To talk about programs, or I'll go into Mellow Market 360,
Yeah, the data. How many agents are you thinking you're working with approximately today?
8 to 10.
Yeah. Solid referral partners.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so for those of you that are tuning in and kind of gleaning, this is a guy who's spent years in the community building relationships. And so you don't have to do the stuff that a rookie would have to do. What's your expectations for your teammates?
I tell them the same strategy I use is, hey, ask your existing realtors to meet with their friends.
Yep.
To meet with their colleagues.
All right, let's talk under this category called local. And in local, I'm talking direct to consumer strategies that are local. So not realtors, but direct to consumers. What do you do, or past clients? What do you do for yourself?
Well, I do exactly what you just said. I mean, I started in this business by just calling on my friends and family.
Yeah, so you have a call strategy.
Yeah, so that's basically what I do. When I feel like I don't have enough business or loans in the pipeline, I immediately start calling all the people that I've closed, and I start talking to them, just talking to them about what's going on in their lives and what's going on with the house, how's everything going. And then, of course, I end with,
Give me referrals.
give me a referral.
Do you have any strategies to keep in touch with your past clients? Besides calling and checking in on them?
I don't have a great strategy.
Okay.
I really rely on Loan Depot and the CRM and the
Sure.
automated stuff. That's really good. But I don't, that is definitely a weak point
Sure.
of my production.
All right, so let's dive into all these. This is great. Great start. Let's start with the referral network stuff. I think you have an interesting opportunity here because you have forgotten more than most people know about how to grow your business. So one of the cool things that you could lean into that I'll send you as a follow-up is codifying your plan on how you got there into almost what would be considered like a roadmap. Because some people look up to you and they want it, they're like, how can I achieve what you're doing? How can I get to half of what you're doing? And it's like, well, here's the entire roadmap. So that's one opportunity in this referral business is codify, document, build out the list. And it may not be things you even have to do anymore. On local, the past client connection and community connection stuff, it's a gold mine.
It is.
You are not alone in the authenticity you showed saying, it's an opportunity for me. I don't do it as well as I should. You have a great network of agents. You have a great network of past clients that are over in this bucket. Consider bringing them together every 90 days. Find a nonprofit down the street that you love and bring them in and have everybody kick in some money and have a golf tournament where everyone comes together, your past clients, your realtors, and they all golf and they give some money to a homeless shelter or a dog, shelter or whatever's around you that you care about. First of all, these nonprofits around you that I know that there's some of you care about are dying for attention. They have infrastructure and they have teams that can help pull stuff off. They just don't have ideas. You can come to them and say, look, I want to help you throw a golf tournament. I can introduce you to the golf club. I can help get all this sorted out, but you kind of have to run the event. But here's what I can do. I can put 100 people in the tournament. And so what happens is this golf tournament or this fun run or this whatever turns into a marketing event. It turns into a time for you to bring the community together. And then all of a sudden now you're the reason they all came together. You think it takes time and effort, but what I would tell you is all marketing takes time and effort. You're gonna spend time and effort somewhere. So, and this too, you don't have to do it alone. You can enlist your team to come up with ideas.
Yeah.
And you can inspire them. So consider that. I think that you're gonna get a huge lift out of that. Digital. But here's my 2 cents. The digital world requires high level of frequency, meaning you need to post often. And I start with this, you need to post every day type of a concept, which immediately people get overwhelmed by. So this was my strategy. So I did that 100 videos in 100 days. Remember that crap?
That was crazy.
That was stupid. I don't even recommend it to anybody anymore. But one of the things I learned was I wasn't filming those videos every day. On Fridays, I would basically carve out an hour and I had my topics up and I'd film a video. I'd then change t-shirts, hit record,
hit the other one,
film the next one, change t-shirts, and then every day I had my video to post. So when I woke up sick or I woke up tired or whatever, I still had a video to post. And you as a leader can lead your entire team through batching. You can be like, we're filming content Wednesdays from 1 to 3.
I'm ready.
We're gonna build it out and then we're gonna start filming some stuff.
Do it.
Let's do it. All right, we've now magically teleported to a new place.
Boom.
But now I think after we've done the strategy, after we've done the foundation of kind of who you are and what you stand for, we got to start figuring out what to say. And so what I like to start with is kind of making some buckets, some general buckets. So why don't we put up one over here called problems.
Okay.
Why don't we put a bucket up here called culture. And let's just start with the major 2, and it's probably going to break into like 4 to 6 topics. But under problems, what are some of the problems originators face today that you solve?
I would say guideline issues, interpretation of
Okay,
guidelines.
so write down, put a circle, a line there, and write down guidelines. What are other problems originators face today? Not just today, all time.
Rates.
Sure. What about rates though?
High rates.
So, okay, write down rates. We can unpack that.
Referral business.
Yeah, I would say networking.
Yeah, so why don't you put down like LO, like biz growth, business growth, right?
Yeah.
Let's put down coaching over here for a second. And under coaching, like the subcategory of under coaching would be scripting, but you could also break that into like how to have a business meeting with a partner, right? How to film a social media video, like scripting for social media.
Yes.
How to have a client consultation and bring somebody through the process. Let's talk culture for a minute, okay? What does some places lack that in your mind you don't or are important to you?
I would say the fact that I'm here pretty regularly.
Okay, so leadership.
Okay.
How about effectiveness? Like effectively closing loans is pretty important for a culture, right?
Absolutely.
Can't close loans, culture is going to be suffering. Effectiveness. And this can go on, and it should go on. In fact, I would argue that you should have almost like a board or a book like this where when you have your sales meetings, you kind of keep looking at it and say, what are the things should be on here? Because what we're building right now is we're building a communication or a content strategy for Mario to go to market with and grow the team. The challenge with growth is that the people that you're trying to attract to you don't know anything about you. And so you're left in a position of, how do I show them? And what we do old school is we call them and we try to get lunches and we try to build that relationship. But today, we don't need to do that anymore because we have these phones that can put us front and center in somebody's face every day with clear access to see what's actually happening in this environment. And so the idea here is, let's talk about guidelines for a second. How many problems with guidelines are you solving on a weekly, monthly basis?
A bunch, sometimes very little, but yeah, a lot.
So it's actively solutioning problems with
Yes.
loan officers, right? When somebody is watching your content every day and they keep seeing you solving these problems, what are they going to think?
I don't know what I'm doing.
That you know what the hell you're doing. So this is a great example of tying in that very first session we had, where you said, I'm a subject matter expert, I'm a SME, I know my game, I know my craft. That's how you show people that you do. So the next part of this is, now that you know what to say, like you have some idea of what to say, how to say it is the next segment, okay? You've got the answer or the solution or the warning or the opportunity in segment 1. Now you have problem, expansion or explanation, and then you have the closing. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So this same framework that we use for loan officers who are going to deliver social content is the exact same framework you can do to take the areas of opportunity, of discussion, the problems, the solutions, and put them into a format so that you can figure out how to deliver it. So we're going to do some movie magic now. Okay? We got our 5 areas. We're going to cut camera, and when we come back, we're going to have all the topics and intros built, and then we're going to talk about how to make them into scripts, and then we're going to film. Are you ready? Ready for the movie magic?
Let's do it.
Kapow! Bam, and we're back. So you and the team got together. You got some ideas up here. Let's run through them. I want to hear what your thoughts were.
Okay.
So guidelines, programs, what do you got for this one?
So is your customer's loan being declined because of high DTI?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Now, okay, I was
Go
going
ahead.
to say the audience are loan officers.
Yes,
Why you
true.
being declined.
So you could do this, you could play this either way. When you say, is your loan being declined, someone might be like, I'm a customer, it's my loan, and I'm being declined, in which case they might call you, which is never bad. If you say, is your customer, like I put the customers in there, if your customer's loan being declined, a loan officer is going to immediately go, oh, this is for me. So you could play both. And then I even threw up a thought of, are you having trouble getting a loan approved with a high DTI? Could be another angle. And so what I think is a good takeaway from this is playing with the extremes without crossing over the line, where all of a sudden you're clickbaity because you're so extreme. So I think this is a good blend. I like it. I'm good with you on this one. I'm in love with this one.
Dude, where's my commission?
Dude, where's my commission?
Yeah.
So I don't think we had any to work on that. That's perfect. And then I know we're going to go on that, so we'll see when we film how it
Right.
goes. All right, you want to film these things? You ready to go?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's rock and roll. 3, 2, 1. Let me give you 3 strategies that might save your deal.
Let me give you 3 strategies that might save your deal.
What about this, the Castaway one? Because I like the Castaway
Yeah.
with the deal.
Yeah.
Boom. You did it, dude. Bro.
I'm happy.
So I had a lot of fun today, dude. I had a ton of fun today. First of all, it's just great to get to know you better because I just know you as the leader you are. I know you as the impact person you are. But just to watch you lead your team, step into this, get uncomfortable, challenge, take it on. Dude, you're a total stud. You're a total badass.
Thanks.
What stood out for you today?
The strategy, also the just the breaking down of the ideas, because I struggle with that, with the content and the ideas, but the way we broke it down in those sessions, it just seems easier now.
Good. I don't want to call them false narratives or things that, like, there's a lot of things that hold us back from this, but I think what you chunking it down, just like you said, you can see how you can step into it easier. Don't have to put so much behind it, but still be effective.
Yeah, definitely.
What's another takeaway that you're excited about?
The batching idea.
Good.
I do like that. I'm kind of throwing away my thought process that the video had to be perfect and it had to be a certain length. So I'm just chucking that.
Yeah,
and
done.
Just the ideas as they come, they're going to be as long as they need to be.
Perfect.
And so that's going to help me batch.
Yep.
Because that's a big problem I struggle with.
Two big takeaways I want you to hear from me that I took from today. Number one is always going back, and we're going to give this to you, but always going back to those core values you hold on to so dearly that we talked about in the very beginning. Mm-hmm. You know, your hard work, your desire to be the SME, the subject expert, the personal accountability, the ownership, and the caregiver stuff. Because as you look to make content, as you look to lead and coach, as you look to make videos, you know, always looking back at those and being like, am I still planted on the stuff that I think is the most important?
Yeah.
It's going to keep you grounded. It's going to keep you focused. People forget their purpose and they start drifting into this, I'm an influencer now, or I'm kind of, look how cool I am. And they forget that it's not about them.
Right.
And so just if you stay focused on those four key pillars of what you really value, I don't think you'll go off pace.
Yeah.
And then the second thing that I hope you take away from this is you have an unbelievable opportunity to lead your team, because they are looking and hungry for people that are going to bring new ideas. And I don't even mean just your team here. I mean your community, the real estate group, like you're doing with the Canva and chat captions AI stuff. Like, take anything that's working here and that you're learning, and then just turn right around and pull the loan officers with you and teach them. I think it's going to be one of your best skill sets as a leader, because they're going to stare at you and they're going to watch you do it, and you're going to be like, you're coming with me, baby.
Yeah.
You're coming with me. Well, the good news, Mario, is that I know where you're headed, because we filmed it today, and their team's going to wrap it up, and then you're going to keep going. And so you're going to take us out with a clap right now, and then we're going to show everybody else all the work you've already done. You ready to go?
I'm ready.
Wreck it. Take it home.
Is your customer's loan being declined? We have changed my life. Did you check the calculation?